The DC Court of Appeals has declined TikTok's request for an injunction which would halt the ban that has been placed on TikTok for January the 19th, 2025. On Monday, TikTok asked the Court of Appeals to please halt that ban until the Supreme Court had time to review TikTok's request to take this case. And then pretty much immediately, the Department of Justice also filed asking the Court of Appeals not to issue an injunction or not to halt the ban. So what happens next? Well, now TikTok has to file this emergency request with the Supreme Court asking them to take the case. The Supreme Court can decide not to take the case at all and fall back on what the Court of Appeals has said, which is upholding the ban, or they can decide to hear the case. Now, the next step would be that they could also halt the ban until they have time to review the case. And I think that's what we're all hoping will happen. I believe that lawyers on this page that have been in some of the calls with TikTok's lawyers to get briefs and updates on what exactly is going on have said that they think there is a 1% chance that the Supreme Court will overturn this ruling. And then what happens after that? Well, we all know the ban goes into effect one day prior to Trump's inauguration. It has been discussed that if there is a divestment or sale on the table, then President Biden can give TikTok a 90-day grace period for that transaction to occur. But again, nothing is guaranteed. Now, when Trump is inaugurated on January the 20th, apparently there are several options. He can then decide that what TikTok has done to divest may be enough. Trump could also ask his attorney general just not to enforce the law, but apparently there's a lot of risk involved for Apple and Google if they decide to continue to leave the app in the App Store, even if Trump issues this request to the attorney general not to enforce the law. Now, I know there's a video going around of an interview that was recently done where Trump was asked about saving TikTok. He did not give a direct answer, but he did say that he does not want there to be a monopoly, which basically said to me that he does want to save TikTok. So I think we were all pretty much expecting this decision on Monday, the 16th, because that was the deadline, or not really the deadline, but that was the date that TikTok had requested that the Court of Appeals have a response by, but it actually came this evening. And I don't think anyone's surprised. I didn't expect them to issue the injunction. I guess I'm just hoping for a miracle at this point.